Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Talking 1265. Wow, I was looking at the notes already. Today is Tuesday, September 8th. This is episode 87. I, of course, am your host, JC, here with a couple of the usual suspects. Coach is here.
Hey, everyone. Thank you for joining us again.
Yep, and Rick is here.
Hello.
And Norm needs a new computer. Norm needs a new computer, and I need a new voice tonight, so this will be a good one. Exciting night, though. Exciting night. We got the 53. We got real football on Sunday at noon. It's like,
against the Bears.
Against the Bears. Yes. So let's start this thing off. Final preseason game of the year against the New Orleans Saints. Yeah, Packers win 38-10. This was a game that I turned off at halftime because it was 10-10, and I went, yeah, fourth preseason game. Apparently, I missed all the fireworks.
Yeah, it was a really good second half.
Our fourth stringers are better than their fourth stringers. That was about what it came to.
Right. I just I took my son to the game. I sat back and watched. Didn't really care what the names on the jerseys were, and just kind of went blurry, and just wanted to see good football between two different teams. But it was. We sat up in the 600 series of Lambeau, which is way up in the end zone, south end zone, where there are individual seats, tons of room, empty bathrooms, no lines at the concession stand. Had a fantastic time, but all in all, it was just nice to watch relaxed football where the game was in hand and you could just enjoy it.
Nice. Game in hand. Well, let's start with the offense. Most of the expected starters did not play. No Aaron Rodgers, no Randall Cobb, no Eddie Lacy.
No Lacy.
Yep. So, Brett Hundley, though, pretty much said, yeah, that third QB spot, that's mine. Going 16 for 23, 236 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, if there was any doubt that they were going to try to slip him onto the practice squad, that performance pretty much ended that hope. I mean, they had to keep him on the roster. Somebody would have picked him up.
Yep. The rushing game in total across all the guys, 30 rushes for 115 yards and a touchdown, which is solid.
Yep.
Coach, you seem behind us a little bit, are you?
Yeah, I am. Probably my video is, but my audio is right with you. 30 rushes for 115. You know what that shows me? Now, I understand it's a preseason game, and if you read the article that Aaron Rodgers did with the Milwaukee newspaper, he kind of pulled back the curtain, so to speak, behind some of the preseason stuff and said, maybe some of the coaches have agreements, and maybe we know what they're going to run, and maybe they know what we're going to run. But looking at 30 rushing attempts, that is right on par with, not like we matter, but right on par with what we've been saying for 3 years, that they need to run the ball 30-plus times. They ran the ball 30-plus times. So maybe is that Tom Clements calling the plays? Maybe is that a little bit of the preseason, just games in hand and run the ball? Maybe that too, but I guess in a perfect world, that's what you'd love to see.
Yep. Definitely a good balance in the run-pass offense. Looking at the defensive side, the first team D gets shredded again. The rookie defensive backs looking like rookie defensive backs. Is this going to kill us this year?
No, because they don't have to play all the time.
That's true.
Thank God for that.
Wise words.
Yeah, if they were our 1 and 2, I'd be crapping a solid gold brick right now.
Ooh. I wish they were honestly, the 1 and 2. I could sell that.
Between Rollins and Randall, I think Gunter is probably a little higher if they had to play tomorrow on the chart. Yeah, nice. If they had to be your 1, 2, and 3, we're in for a long a long season, but luckily they're not. So it gives us good depth.
Yep. Luke McGowan went 5 for 5 for 82 yards and a touchdown with almost a perfect quarterback rating here. That first drive that was the first drive, right?
I think he was in for 2 drives.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 drives. Yeah.
Was it the first one or the second one though that he got the touchdown? It was the first one, right?
First drive. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because I was like, yeah, this may hurt.
Yeah, that's 2 quarterback. Last week Philadelphia tore us up, but that we kind of chalked that up to Philadelphia's offense being Philadelphia's offense and not game planning for it and all that. I don't know. Watching Luke McGowan rip apart our defense. Granted, Shields didn't play and Hayward didn't play and all that good stuff, but our defense, I'm really concerned about our linebackers. Let's put it that way.
I think that was a concern to begin with. I mean, moving Matthews around last year had a couple of brilliant flashes, but Matthews and Peppers have not. I mean, they turned out some sacks here and there, but coverage has not been a good thing, especially with interior where we don't know where those linebackers are going to be at or who's going to end up starting.
Preseason.
Preseason.
Yeah,
this could be vanilla defense, and that may be why we're getting torched.
So. They played cover 0 and cover 2. They flip-flop between cover 0 and cover 2. So every team in the NFL knows how to beat cover 2 ever since Gruden, the Tampa 2 did it so well, and then for 3 years he dominated everybody, and then they all got hip to it, right? But cover 0, I mean, high school, if you played the national champion high school team versus the Green Bay Packers in cover 0 and the quarterback in shotgun, he could complete passes. It's cover 0. There's no one there. I mean, you have one guy win a one-on-one or just to throw a 50-50 ball. So that first drive means less than nothing to me. That was the time where I got to spend some time and things. So don't read anything into that game. 0, nothing. We didn't do great. We didn't do poorly. That is no scheme, no anything, no starters, no nothing. Just what Rick said. Our 4s are better than their 4s, man-to-man. That's all it shows.
Yep. Special teams, Tim Mastay, a bit better this game. Still inconsistent, though. So hopefully he realizes he's getting a feel for what he's doing and can turn this thing around.
They didn't bring anybody in.
In the pregame, he was... No. Pre-game, he was bombing balls, and then he would have one bad one. He had one in the pregame that he kicked from the 20 to the 20. Right? That's sweet. That's exactly what we need. It's a 50-yard net punt if there's no return. And then he gets in the game, and the first one's kind of like this weird, I don't know if it was like half end over end or half like spiral thing, and then he got a little bit better. So I don't know what's going on, but you better knock it off.
He'll get it straight. He'll get a couple more days yet. That kind of put a cap on the final preseason game there. The game that, well, like the last man in the NFL draft, kind of irrelevant.
No one got major injuries, and that was the main concern.
Yeah, not that it matters. They're all our fourth string guys. They just would have ended up on the chopping block. Speaking of chopping block, Miles White got chopped off yesterday in favor of one James Jones.
Turtleneck.
Oh, I like seeing this, and someone actually said it today at work. They said, yeah, he's kind of slow. I said, yeah, but he's big. He's that big guy, and if he can catch 14 touchdowns for us again, I mean, that combined with the fact that he caught 73 balls last year from the Oakland quarterbacks. I mean, if he caught 73
he was
from the
open all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And it's crazy. So,
yeah, definitely an upgrade, I think, compared to Miles White. Granted, White had a very good camp, so he made it through waivers. So if he really wanted to come back to the Packers, they probably could put him on the practice squad. But they already have Aberderis there.
Yeah, squad's full.
Ooh, Norm isn't here on audio and video, but he's here, he's listening. And I just got a text from him. He says he hates this move. He hates that White got cut, and he said Jones isn't worth it. And
we're gonna go. We are gonna box Normie.
No, all I want from Norm is a bold prediction about James Jones, so we can laugh at him at the end of the year. That's all I want from Norm is a bold prediction about James Jones. James Jones.
Where do you think Jones slots in? Does he come in right away as the 3? Is it Cobb, Adams, and Jones, or is he behind Montgomery or Janis? Yeah.
Yeah. No. They just published the depth chart, and I think it said he's a 3. I don't have it in front of me.
It makes sense.
Yeah, it was right there. But here's the big thing. This is a great point that I heard today on the morning show. Next year, when Jordy Nelson comes back, are we going to say, is there any chemistry or timing or anything lost between Jordy Nelson and Aaron Rodgers? Well, no. Right? No, it was his number 1 target. Remember, James Jones has only been gone 1 season.
Yep.
1 season. The Raiders drafted Amari Cooper. There's no room for James Jones in that team, right? They can't afford him. So my question is, why did he get cut by New York? They bring him in to give a look at him. He's the statistical leader in receptions in preseason, and they let him go. Is there collusion? Was there a, hey, this is Ted Thompson calling. Do you really want him? Yeah, we could use him, but, yeah, whatever. Well, if you let him go, then maybe we'll help you with another guy down the road. You know, that stuff happens all the time. And when James Jones was at Oakland, that was his best receiving year he's ever had, statistics-wise, right? With receptions. His best receiving year with a horrible quarterback in Derek. Well, he's not Derek Carr's not horrible, but I mean the offensive line was. The rest of the offense wasn't very good. Their defense was bad, so put him in a bad spot. Anyone who thinks James Jones is washed up needs to say Jordy Nelson is washed up when he comes back next year, because that's the only difference. They're a year removed. Jordy hasn't played. James Jones has. So he's James Jones. He will be just fine.
All right.
Good. We want to hear it.
Good to hear it. Let's take. Actually, Coach, do you have anything from that 4th preseason game as far as play-wise?
No. I didn't even look at it like that. The one thing that I did notice is if anyone wants a tidbit and wants to learn more about football and offensive play calling, there was an inside zone play called a dart. Okay? It's called a dart. So if you look up offensive or running or offensive line coverage, just look up Google dart, and then you will know exactly how they're running it, what they're running. To give you an idea, it's a different type of zone in the guard and the center and the tackle. The guard and the tackle depends on which way they run it. It was very, very successful. Very successful with John Crockett down the stretch of the game.
Cool. And with that, we'll get into this 53-man roster right here before we preview the Bears game coming up Sunday. Surprises on this? Actually, I think we called a lot of this. I mean, we called the double fullback. And they went with 3 tight ends, though. They kept 3 tight ends. So where'd that second fullback come from?
Yeah.
They only went with 5 wides instead of 6.
Right.
Yeah.
6 wide.
Yeah, and I did my mock 53, and man, I was wrong. One of my buddies, Dave, and I got in a pretty good conversation back and forth about scheme and strategy and who to keep, and he really nailed it. I mean, he almost pegged the whole thing, and I was going in an entirely different direction, which we both think would be somewhat viable, but man, my roster wasn't even close to what the Packers did. A couple of head scratchers. I think John Thomas as linebacker could have really not John. Well, is that his name? John Thomas.
Joe Thomas.
Joe Thomas. John Thomas is a linebacker for the Fox Valley Force that could probably play in the NFL. That was kind of a surprise to me. The Aberderis move, you know, I didn't think he would land on the practice squad, but he did, so I guess they rolled the dice there. Miles White, I don't know. I don't think he fits the mold of the Packers, which, you know, they already have a Randall Cobb. So there were a couple different questions there that I had, but now you see why I don't have a job in pro football, because I was totally wrong.
And that happens.
How about the running back keeping Harris as the third back?
Yeah, what?
Crockett looked good, and who's the other guy?
Rajon Neal.
Rajon Neal.
Yeah.
I didn't think, Harris out of all of them, I didn't think he looked the best.
That just history.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. This is my take on that, and I've already talked to a couple people on it, and I don't know if it makes sense or not, but this is just what I see off the cuff with that. You look at Harris, and you look at the type of running attack Green Bay already has. Lacey has had concussion issues for 2 consecutive years. In a situation, if he gets hurt again and has to miss significant time, now you have a player like Harris where you can plug in. You don't have to change protections. You don't have to change offensive line scheme, how they block. You still have James Starks to be your change of pace, kind of Darrell Thompson-like running back. So I think it's a lesser of the evils. You're not going to keep Crockett.